In my opinion, the hardest part about going from being a full-time content creator to a full-time employee again is trying to make yourself become okay with trading freedom for security or trading your time for money. And it's kind of the part of this life that nobody really talks about when a content creator goes from being a full-time content creator to now being a full-time employee. And so let me show you something. And so look, you see that? You see what time it is? Now look. Do you see this? Huh? Do you see it? Do you see it? Just barely 2000. Lots of daylight. You can see lots of daylight left in this day. And guess what I have to do? You guessed it. I gotta go to bed. I don't love it, but I gotta rest. Because getting some good sleep now is not just good for me. Now I must get it on account of someone else. And that's where I'm at nowadays. While I get settled in and get ready to get into bed, we're gonna talk about it. Let me take y'all to the beginning of a typical day first, and that's where we'll start. It's gonna have to start at 0500 in the morning. Sitting in the dark, filming for you. A few years ago, my nights and mornings look completely different than this. Yeah, I might have had like periodic early bedtimes, but they were mostly by choice, not by obligation. And when my mornings did start, they started very, very slowly, way different than this. Twilight coffee, a little workout, shower, and then easing into whatever I had planned for that day.
How can I get through you? Oh, tell me. How can I get through you? How can I get through you? How can I get through?
And these days, it's just not like that for me anymore. It's just not. Things have changed. Now it's alarm clocks, shift work, tight schedules, and early bedtimes. Things have definitely changed. I just started getting this coffee early in the morning from this gas station, the Shell. Oh man, I gotta say, this early, it hits the spot. I like it. I ain't mad at it at all. Okay, let's go to work. And we are here. This is the plant. The plantation. I will be the first person to say, I will be the first person to say or complain. Anybody who knows me personally knows this. I'll be the first person to complain about these early bedtimes and early wake ups and 8 hours of somebody telling me what to do with my life. But it's what I signed up for, okay? And there's a reason I did it, a bigger reason than just the financials. Financials helped, and it was a big part of why I did it, but there was a bigger reason why I did it. I'll get into that later on in the video. But it was a trade-off. I traded off that freedom, those things that I used to do on my own free will to do all of that stuff, for this life, whatever temporarily looks like, but temporarily. But it was a trade-off. And for that trade-off, I can't exactly complain because I knew what I was getting into going into it. Ironically, today's all overcast and cloudy, but it's been so nice since April hit. It's just been so nice. The weather has been sunny, and like you're seeing like the The vegetation's starting to green up and all of that. We sometimes get done with our work early, so I'm just outside enjoying some of the fresh air until it's time for me to get on out of here. I'm gonna go inside and finish up here within hopefully the next 45 minutes, and yeah, I'll be headed out, maybe go grab some food. We'll see. All right, everybody's favorite time of the day, quitting time. I like quitting time, but I hate quitting time. I hate having a quitting time. I don't want a quitting time. Sun's trying to come out now. That's fun. So this is the time I usually go off and grab something to eat right after work. It's usually something light. I try not to go stupid heavy, although sometimes I do. It's been kind of a long day. That's usually how it is, daily. By this time, I usually feel like it's been a long day. And it kind of has, because I wake up at 0500 in the morning to be here at 0645. So, or to be at work at 0645. But on my way to grab something to eat, I don't know what it'll be.
Late again, same old me. Lost the day before I found my keys. I trip on planes I'll never keep. Blame it on my ADD. So give it up now for the losers. Give it up now for me.
So either fortunately or unfortunately, this has become one of my favorite parts of the day, where I get home, I drop everything at the door real quick because I usually have to hit the bathroom. And I'll say, typically, it's urgent. Now, it just so happens that today is Friday. Yes, y'all have been following me all week, and I don't really have plans for the weekend, but I do plan on doing something today. Actually, I take that back. I do have plans for the weekend. Okay, maybe not plans for the weekend, but I do have something to do on Saturday. For you see, my oldest daughter is graduating, and her prom is this Saturday, tomorrow. But I have to be honest about something. The reason I mentioned unfortunately earlier and just not fortunately is because when I was a full-time content creator, I didn't have to worry about loving a certain part of the day because I was always free. I never had to worry about making sure I filled the free parts of my day with stuff because I know I didn't have much of that free time. I knew I had all the time in the world, so I can do anything I wanted at any time. But nowadays, I do have to kind of make sure I put the right things in my time throughout the day. So anytime that I do have that I'm not working or I'm not sleeping, I have to fill any kind of business or any kind of time that I need to spend with my daughters. I need to do all of that in the time that I have not working or not sleeping. And don't let me talk it down so much. It's really not so bad once you find a program, once you find some kind of schedule. It's really not so bad. I make it work. And hell, since I got so much time tonight, I might even have a drink. Yeah. Okay, so what was this bigger reason that I brought up earlier? What could possibly be a reason big enough for me to want to trade in what I had with what I have now? Well, I'll tell you what that bigger reason was. My children here, they were going to German schools for the last however many years it's been, right? They've been going to German schools. My eldest is now reaching a point of graduation. She made a decision that she wanted to graduate with American credentials because they're just a tad bit more flexible with what she wants to do with her life going forward. My youngest daughter is probably going to follow in those same footsteps, but the only way for me to get them into an American school, I live in Germany, is to get them in the Department of Defense schools here in this area where I live at. The Department of Defense, the American military, has bases and stations in this area. So they have American schools in which my daughter is able to attend. Now, it's not free. And I didn't want to necessarily have to shell out as much as they're asking for the tuition for these schools. The only other way for me to do it was for me to hold a full-time position on one of these US military installations, and then the schooling would be offered to her. So that's what I did. That's the bigger reason. I love my daughters more than anything, so yes, I will put myself in a very uncomfortable position so that they can prosper and actually be more comfortable. It is what it is.
That was my best idea. Like, I literally would never do anything more than that. And we did the slow motion street videography for a while. That was a cool story. But like, now I'm in a small town, and really all I've ever done is film myself.
Let me tell you one of the strangest things about going from a full-time creator to a full-time employee. One of the strangest and kind of most interesting things about doing that is that while I was a creator, while I was a full-time creator, I often had lots of complaints about it. Like, I complained mainly about the stability of it and how actually insecure that you feel most days. And this is while I was a full-time creator, behind the scenes, while I was right smack dab in the middle of doing it. I just all the time used to think about and sometimes complain to myself about how stressful it was, about how uncertain the whole thing was. For me to then become a full-time employee again and actually secure some stability, some security, only for me to really miss that freedom that I once had. I complained and couldn't find a stability of mind while I was doing it, and now I just miss what I had when I had it. It is such a conundrum. I wish I can find kind of an emotional middle ground between the two extremes, security and freedom. When content creation is your full-time life, it kind of becomes bigger than work to you, to me. It becomes how you see yourself. And so when that version of you, of your life ends, it doesn't just feel like a job change. It feels like a part of you got packed away. So it means something to me. It's actually important to me. Because by the end of the week, sometimes I can feel how little energy I actually have. And that's the hard part. It's because I'm not pursuing things that give me life, that give me energy. Creativity usually asks for the best energy out of you, not your leftovers. When you're being creative, you just can't be working off leftovers. That's just the way it is. That just might be the hardest part for me about becoming a full-time employee again after being a full-time creator. Yo, I'm not gonna even lie. This has been my favorite little drink to make. So basically, I start with whiskey or a rum, throw in some ginger beer, lime juice, in this case lemon juice because that's all they had. Throw all that shit over some ice and you got you a little drink right there. Sometimes a finger just does the job. Do I want to dirty up dishes? No. So before I sit here and work on the title screen that you probably already seen at the beginning of this video, I want to make sure I close this out with something that you can take from it. First off, I absolutely do not believe that becoming a full-time employee again means that I somewhere failed, that I somehow failed. I fully subscribe to the idea that you have to do what you have to do when you have to do it. I'm just doing what I have to do to get by. Okay, if I'm on my last can of beans, my daughters have to eat. So I have to take drastic measures, even if it means it's stuff that I don't want to do, stuff that I didn't see myself doing again. Okay, so that's that. I don't believe that it's a failure to have to work full time. traditional work. But I also can't pretend that I don't believe it didn't cost me something. And the number one thing I think that it cost me happens to be time. Every day I have to get up and go put in this time at this place so that they can give me money so that I can get by and live. I'm not gonna be able to get this time back. So there is a cost, there always is. There's gonna be some sacrifices, and you just gotta be prepared for that. There is a part of me that still thinks every day like a creator. Every day I'm thinking like a creator. I don't do anything without thinking about the creator side of me. It's never absent in the thoughts that I have and in the things that I wanna do on a day-to-day basis. That includes work. Maybe this isn't trading something for another. Maybe this is just part of the stepping stones in getting to where I need to be. You know, maybe one day I'll look back on this and be like, damn, I'm glad I did that during that time, because that helped me so much in getting here, wherever here is in the future. I mean, maybe there's more to learn. Maybe it's about learning that maybe there's more than just the dream in and of itself. Maybe there's more to it. You just never know. And I just might be on the way there. Like I said, I'm still figuring it out. But I do know one thing. Behind every change, every transition, every pivot, the creator in me never leaves.
Kill the ghost within your soul. Give it all you got, let go. Time's up to say goodbye. Take the fall and dry your eye. Free the child you used to be. Let your heart beat honestly. Time to learn how to forgive. Take what's gone and learn to live. So give it up now for the losers. Give it up now for me.